Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'll be doing a sneaker drawing on the new ZO2.19 New White that's set to release. Well, it's actually already released. And along with that, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on the opening 2 days of the NBA season. Guys, I'm so excited. It's back. Let's get it! There are a number of things that I really like what they did with these shoes. For one, I will say this model does look better than the original ZO2 model that they had. That's not to say that there was anything wrong with the original model, but it definitely didn't excite me too much, and maybe, just maybe, it could have been that $495 retail price point. Sheesh. Even though these sneakers are still retailed kind of high when it comes to the basketball sneaker market, at least in comparison to the other models that are out right now, it is a lot better than it originally was, with the other sneaker being at $495. Like, what? Like, I don't even know why they made that decision, but they learned. For one reason or another, the retail price is a lot more sustainable, and I can actually stomach it when I look at these sneakers. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I'm working for Big Baller Brand. I understand the fundamentals and the inner workings of their business and how their money is moving, but I will say this. Besides the fact that they probably got a lot of negative feedback from such an outrageous retail price from a player who hadn't even stepped a foot on the NBA court, and it's not like he had a lot of great success prior to the NBA that would warrant such a feat, I'm assuming is a big proponent to the reason why this sneaker's retail value is a lot lower than the previous model, is that for one reason or another, I'm assuming it was a case where they realized that if they were going to have this sneaker be the same retail price, that $495 price point, that they were not going to be able to sustain the amount of revenue that they were looking to get, because it would have been at a loss yet again. Guys, let's just think about this for a quick second, okay? If the original model, the original ZO2s, at the price point that it was set, was selling at a good rate to the point where they were making a decent amount of profit, or just profit period, I don't see why they would go ahead and they would have this sneaker be any less. Now, maybe because it was his first model or whatever, they were trying to do something special. So, and you know, it was all within the hype because LeVar Ball was talking a lot. It could have been a number of different things as to why that original sneaker was set at that price point. Maybe regardless of whatever happened, if it was selling well, they still would have went down from that point on because that was the first of its kind or whatever. But I honestly feel like because that sneaker didn't sell as much as they wanted, that they realized, okay, if we're gonna actually sell these sneakers, if we're gonna actually make them so that way people can actually buy these sneakers, not just the rich kids who have money, then we have to make sure we drop the price point down so that way it's actually affordable for people who are a fan of the Lakers and or Lonzo Ball. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Like, that's actually a logical reason for why I think they did that. And you know what? Like, I think it's better that way. Like, come on, man. $200 is still a little bit expensive, but I can stomach that price knowing what they were doing before. And even though that is way too much money for me, you guys already know that I'm not copying these sneakers. I can't afford anything, man. Like, if you say I can get a pair of these for like $100, I can't even afford that. Like, I just don't have money. It is what it is. It's nothing with the sneakers. I just don't have money. You guys already know. But at least now with this price, if you wanted to add these to your Christmas list, people wouldn't necessarily laugh at you immediately. Out of the three colorways that we saw right off the bat, the New White, the Lilac, and the Madagascar, the only one that I think is really interesting is the New White. The Madagascar is a little bit too crazy for me. It's not that I don't like crazy sneakers when it comes to colorways and stuff, but I think in terms of that specific sneaker, the way the model is, the way they use those colors, it didn't work out too well for me. And the Lilac, I believe, is for the women, so I mean, even if it was for the men, it's not really my color anyway, so it is what it is. Hey, I will say this though, and some people think it's very corny, some people think it's cheesy, they don't really like it. They did a little campaign with releasing these sneakers, how they were imitating a lot of stuff that Jordan did in his earlier years when he was with Nike and he was selling his sneakers. It was Zoe and Demo doing a parody of It's Gotta Be the Shoes commercials that we saw back in the 90s and the 80s when it was with Jordan and Spike Lee. So, I mean, I get it, like, it is corny, but you know what, I appreciate the efforts to go ahead and try to recreate something iconic. They know that this was an idea that was already used. They're not trying to say it's their own thing. It's obviously a parody in and of itself. So, you know what? Good job for trying to be creative. Good job for trying to put an effort out to have a campaign to release with these sneakers. Let me know what you guys think of these sneakers down in the comments section right below. Before I get into some quick basketball talk, I will have to say I was going to upload a video yesterday, but if you saw my live stream from 2 days ago, I was mentioning throughout the video or throughout the live stream that my throat was kind of being weird. I was feeling a little sick, so I had to make the executive decision to go ahead and say, all right, I'm not going to be able to upload a video today. If I do, it's definitely not going to sound good. I'm not going to feel good during it. I'm just going to kind of chill. That's why I kind of wanted to wait for it today. And I am feeling much better today, so we should be back on track with the daily videos. That being said, you guys are ready? No! From what I said last week, tomorrow and Saturday are going to be live streams. As for the times, I'm not really too sure. I gotta double check the schedules for the NBA games. Most likely around the 8, 9, and or 10 o'clock block. It's gonna be a great time. It's always a great time. We talk about basketball, life, everything in between. More importantly than all that, if you guys like this stencil that's on the screen, this beautiful sticker stencil on the screen that I posted on my website, Kickstarter.com, well, you can get it over at Kickstarter.com. Not only can you get this stencil, but you can get like over 240 other sticker stencils that are all free. And the absolute best part about the website is that if you want to see a stencil added to the website that's not already available, you can send a contact request. Wait, what? You can send in a request to the contact tab at the top of the. I'm gonna have to start adding subtitles underneath those little phrases that I do with all my videos, because as I do these videos, the more I do them, the more I kind of slur my words out, so that way it's more of a as opposed to an actual word. So that way, in case like somebody's new to my video, they're like, wait, half the time I had no idea what he was saying. What was he talking about during that point? But let's go ahead and talk about some basketball. So opening night, right, Tuesday night, at 2 games, we had the 76ers versus the Boston Celtics, and we also had the Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just my quick thoughts on those games. For one, the Celtics look good. I don't know what it is when it is the Celtics facing the 76ers, but they look good against the 76ers. Like, apparently Joel Embiid wasn't really doing too good. Ben Simmons was like a beast. Markelle Fultz, just do better next time. Just please, Markelle Fultz, do better next time. As for the Warriors versus the Thunder, I really didn't have too high of expectations because Russell Westbrook was not playing. I don't know when he comes back, but I imagine he comes back relatively soon, so it's not going to be a huge delay for him. I do appreciate, however, that it was a close game. That's all I really ask for. When it comes to games with the Warriors, at the end of the day, they're going to ramp it up in the playoffs, and then whatever happens with that will happen with that. But in terms of regular season games, when it's like highly competitive, all I want is for those games to be close. And yesterday we had 11 different games going on, so it was great finally seeing some of these teams work in action. We had some surprises though. I know I was definitely surprised with some of the outcomes for the games, and I guess not necessarily the outcome, but the way some teams played. For starters, we have my Orlando Magic so far this season, undefeated, 1-0 against the Miami Heat. As for impressive performances in that game, we see that Aaron Gordon did very well, had 26 points with a 9 of 18 shooting, 4 from 5 for 3, which is very interesting, and 16 rebounds. And then we had Mo Bamba coming off the bench, so I mean, we really got to get this guy into the starting lineup. We got to do something with our current center. We got to get him traded or something, so that way Mo Bamba can get a lot more minutes. He did well though, 6 for 8 shooting, 13 points, and 7 rebounds. Next we have the Bucks versus the Hornets, and this is a really close game. Bucks barely beating it out, 113 to 112. Obviously, we saw Giannis do very well, 25 points, 18 rebounds, 8 assists, but I will say this. If anybody's got to get any credit that night, we got to give it to Kemba Walker. Even though he did put up 29 shots, which is a lot of shots, he was 15 for 29, which is pretty good percentage-wise, 41 points. He didn't really get help from anybody besides Malik Monk, so I'm so sorry for you, Kemba Walker. I hate to see you do this. Pistons beat out the Brooklyn Nets 103 to 100. Griffin did pretty good, 26 points, 8 rebounds, but Andre Drummond, okay, 24 points and 20 rebounds. Sheesh, Andre, that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Pacers killed the Grizzlies, absolutely torched them. Final score 111 to 83. When you only have 83 points scored, I don't really expect to see any players with an outstanding performance, but I will say this about Indiana. While no player was exceptional in terms of points, we saw 7 players had double-digit points. Okay, that's pretty good. And we saw the Knicks take care of the Hawks. 126 to 107 was the final score. Tim Hardaway Jr. pulling up with an impressive 31 points. It's going to be really exciting to see Porzingis get back into this lineup. It's especially going to be exciting to see next season when they ideally get another free agent all-star level player. And we saw the Raptors put in some work versus the Cavaliers. 116 to 104 was the final score. And we saw Kevin Love have an impressive 21-point game, shooting 5 for 18. That is not impressive whatsoever. I'm being sarcastic. Come on, Kevin Love, this is your chance, man. Do something. Lowry had 27 points while Kawhi Leonard put up 24 and 12. Pelicans absolutely gave the Rockets that work. Rockets, how are you gonna let somebody else score 71 points in a half? Like, that's just too many points. Anthony Davis did work, having 32 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists, while Mirotic put up a nice 30 points and 10 rebounds himself. Next, we saw the Spurs slide right past the Timberwolves, final score 112 to 108. DeMar DeRozan looked pretty good, putting up a nice 28 points, while LaMarcus Aldridge had 21 and 19. Good stuff. Utah Jazz took care of the Sacramento Kings, final score 123 to 117. Again, the Utah Jazz had 7 players in double digits. Like, that's really good whenever that happens. And we saw the Suns give the Mavericks that work, final score 121-100. Devin Booker, with still a split in his fingers, 35 points with 12 for 19 shooting, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. And DeAndre Ayton, all right, listen to this, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, but on 8 of 11 shooting. That's really, really good. And then lastly for the night, we saw the Nuggets take care of the Clippers, 107 to 98. Jokic pulling up a good 21 and 8. Well, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of today's video. If you guys enjoy these daily stinky drawing videos, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notifications. Don't forget to visit Kickstarter.com for all your sticker stencil needs. Guys, you already know that I'm uploading daily content, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Yay!